Yeah. I had a lot of personal issues I had to work out, but time is starting to free up again. What's up, Tunkoi? Good to see you again. Good to see everybody again, for real. Because yeah, I need this rebalancing. Staying engaged with the community, all this stuff. Like it's actually very needed.
Yeah.
For me personally, and for all of us. Like we got to get these conversations more frequent, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. You've been really busy.
Yeah.
So definitely appreciate your time, man, because definitely there's a lot of stuff going on. But we also got Third Eye. Third Eye, welcome, as always.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me.
What's up, dude? If anybody else in the chat wants to join in, let us know. We'll shoot you a link and you can join. This is an open conversation to anybody in the Rovi community. Oh, there you go, Big Ben. All right, let me shoot you a message.
Welcome, Big Ben. Thank you. All right, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, as you can see, there's a new design that we're coming up with, and we want to bounce these ideas off of you guys and kind of get your opinion off of this. So let's give Big Ben a minute so he can join, so he can kind of give his thoughts as well as we go through this. So Third Eye, you got a big event coming up. I don't know if you've been public about it yet.
Yeah, that's still kind of under wraps due to NDAs.
Oh, okay. Oh,
it's said. That big.
Enough said. All right, that's exciting though.
Hell yeah, NDAs are in the mix, dude. That's a big deal.
Yeah, there's a lot of big, well-known talent that will be there.
Hell yeah, man! That's what I'm talking about.
What's up, guys?
Big Ben, thank you for joining, man.
What's going on, Big Ben?
Yeah, no problem. I'm driving, so hopefully my connection doesn't go wonky. But okay. I figured I'd hop on.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, man. So we have another unboxing event this Thursday, and so we've been talking about with Oscar over the last couple of days as to what's needed to get this unbox going. So just to give you a quick update, so on Thursday, same time, 6 p.m. UTC, we're gonna maybe Iman can join, but at least I'll be on 30 minutes before. And then we'll give everybody kind of like the walkthrough, the same thing for this unboxing. So the main thing about this unboxing event is you'll lock in your battle stats for your Rovi. So these are going to be completely generated, and then we'll see what people get. And so the cool thing is that on Thursday you'll get your NFTs and everything, because all of that was done in the previous unboxing. So we're just going to obviously reuse that same tech, and all the NFTs will be distributed the same day of the unboxing. So that's cool. So we have that this Thursday, but we have this new idea that we kind of wanted to share. I guess who's this joining? There's someone new here. Valentine.
Hi guys.
Hey, how you doing, Valentine?
Perfect. Nice to be here.
All right.
Thanks for joining, man. All right, cool. We got 5. Anybody else? I think limit is, I'd say 7.
Yeah.
Anything beyond that, we're getting a little crazy. But so we got a couple more spots if anybody else wants to join. But yeah, Will, you're talking about this new idea. Yep. It's interesting to bring it up, because it definitely shifts a little bit of like what we initially anticipated, like as far as meta release and Rovi release. So yes. Yeah, I guess if you want to just kind of briefly go through it real quick. So
yeah, so we have this design here for crews and giveaways, and what we want to do is a lot of the stuff has been influencing kind of like how we do giveaways, and I don't know. I think it was last Monday in our community call where we talked about the Pope. And speaking of, there's a Pope giveaway today. As a matter of fact, there's only 200 of these, because we talked about how previously we had like 2,000 and all of them have been being claimed, which, I mean, it's fine. But I think we want to kind of focus on the community and not like people sharing the password. So there's only going to be 200. If you guys want to claim it right now, you can. So direct message the POAP bot and send them Roundtable. That's the password. And so the Roundtable is a password. There's 200, and I would imagine these get quickly swiped. So yeah, get your popes. So having said that, let's talk about what we have here. So we have this crew giveaway design, and what we want to do is we want to segment the crews that are available into different types of crews. And what that looks like is down here. So basically, we already have the start crew that's already set. There's an invasion crew, which is ongoing right now. Or the origin crew is ongoing. Invasion crew was the pre-sale, and there's 505. Start crew, there's 101, and the origin crew is ongoing until the proposed date. And of course, this is going to be up to your guys' kind of like conversation around this. But the proposed date is this October. So all the way from today through this next unboxing event, you'll be able to purchase a Rovi Origin crew. So then what happens after that is there's going to be a new crew type called Unleash Crew. And so this will start after the unboxing date. And the whole idea of splitting these crews is so that those who do collect the different types of crews have different chances at winning the metas that we're going to be distributing when they're released. And so part of this design is when we release a new meta, there's going to be kind of like a random chance to give some of those metas to any Rovi holder. And so say, for example, you have 5 unique crews, then you'll have 10 chances to win that particular meta. And in addition to this, which is not present here, is say, for example, you have a holo crew, which coincides with the existence and the release of the hologram meta. If you have a holo crew, you get 50% off of that meta. And so anyone that holds that crew will be able to purchase at half off. And the way that we kind of design or kind of govern this is that as soon as a token that purchases a hologram meta at 50% off, that token ID is like off the table. So even if you trade it or you move it to another wallet, that is not eligible for another 50% off. So that's kind of how we're doing it. So from here, it just kind of like continues on with like a PvE meta, fabricator meta, replicator, and so forth. And the same idea, you get 50% off on all of these metas. So my question to you guys, like listening, Third Eye, Ben, and Valentine, like I just want to get some feedback off of you guys. Like, what do you think of this design? Is it good, bad? Like anything is on the table. So feel free to like shoot this down or whatever.
I think this is a great breakdown. If you could elaborate on the crew establishing a little bit more, like is it just up to us who wants to establish these crews? I mean, like,
sure.
Like, yep, all right, I'm going to establish a holo crew. Who's in?
Yeah. So specifically, it's established upon purchase. So for example,
okay.
On this October 8th, right, there's going to be a transition between you're able to purchase Origin crews to Unleash crews.
Okay.
And I think these are capped at 1,000. So let's say, the Unleash crew happens, 1,000 get purchased, and that's it, right? Then after that 1,000, it's the holo crew, and so and it keeps going forward.
So these are purchased transporters during times of unboxing. These unboxing steps.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's say let's go beyond the unboxing just so that this idea is clear. So after October 8th, there's no more unboxing events, right?
Yep.
You can purchase a transporter, you can unbox it that day and unbox all the way to your unique Rovi. So after that day, you can still purchase transporters, right? We're assuming they're still going to be available. And when you purchase that transporter beyond the October 8th unboxing day, that transporter will represent a holo crew up to 1,000 holo crew members. And then after 1,000 get purchased, or some date, like it's either 1,000 get purchased or we have the release of a PvE meta, right? It could be the following week, it could be 3 weeks from then, it doesn't matter, but it whatever comes first, 1,000 purchases or the release of a PvE meta, that's the cutoff date for that crew.
Yeah, I think this is great incentive. So after the unboxing on the 8th, if you want to become an Unleash crew, you go purchase a transporter.
That's right.
After the 8th, and that would now does that give you the incentive breakdown for the hologram purchase, or is that the hologram crew that gets the 50% off?
It's the hologram crew that gets the 50% off. Yeah, because let's say we release a hologram meta on the same day the holo crew is available.
Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yep.
So
in the Unleash crew is what discount do you get for the Unleash crew again?
So Unleash crew is hold on, let me take a look at these other notes here. That is, let me add it here. That's going to be accessories. So this is
okay.
This is when accessories become available for purchase. And I think maybe these aren't going to be for purchase, they're going to be more about crafting. And so more details will come out for that. Let me see if yeah, that's all the information I have for Unleash Crew. But yeah, so this needs to be cleared up a little bit more, Unleash Crew and what benefit you get here.
Long story short, each of these crew steps during release, if you purchase a Rovi during that time, you will be eligible for a discount on the upcoming drops.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Okay, cool.
It's already making me want to buy one for each freaking drop.
Yeah.
The FOMO is real.
All right, let me see. I'm not checking the chat here. TJ, thanks for being here. Let's see. The Poe password.
Short question.
Roundtable.
Short question, Will.
Go ahead, Bouncing.
The Star Crew and the Invasion Crew are eligible for all other, or you must buy in every epoch one of Rovi?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, that's a good
If we
question.
already purchased the Star or Invasions, do we get discounts on anything due to that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think since you have, let's say, a Star Crew, an Invasion Crew, and even an Origin Crew, those who have the 3, you have 6 chances to win any of the following metas.
Okay.
So basically, you'll have the most chances out of anybody, since there's only few, right? Star Crews, there's only 100, right? Invasion Crew, 500, and then Origin Crews, potentially another 500 for right now. And so there's a few of you who have the 6 chances to win all these subsequent metas, right? You're going to be in the running for all these. So as long as you get more, right, you're going to have more chances to continue winning the rest of these metas. And then any collaboration that we do, like any collaboration with a different PvP project or another game project, whatever it is, we're going to use this same scheme to actually do the giveaways, right? So it's not going to be an equal chance for everybody.
Good.
Yeah,
that means you ape in, right?
Right. That's right. That's right. So
yeah, I think it definitely makes sense to, because these are the first 3 crews are essentially, the founding crews, right? So to tack on more benefits for all 3, similar to how MetaKey kind of did it, right? Where like they have key masters within their ecosystem, which people who own like the first 3 generations of their keys, they get some kind of future benefit for that.
Yep, I've seen a lot of projects doing that now, even with the JPEG projects. The initial investors, they get airdrops, yada yada.
Yeah, so it might make sense if you own the first 3 crews. I mean, we obviously got to discuss this, but maybe for all future metas to get that 50% discount or something like that. Yeah,
instead of just the airdrop for the potential win for free.
Well, I mean, I think you should also be eligible.
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea, because obviously the early investors are the ones that really see the potential of this project and are willing to put in their money to help back and bring it to fruition.
Sure.
And if they have the option to purchase at 50% off, that's only going to incline them even more to continue to push forward in this endeavor.
Yeah. Yeah, and the whole idea also with this is if you have all the crews, I mean, there's going to be incentives to look for these guys on OpenSea and purchase them and collect all the crews, because I mean, we can come up with different ways to utilize the different crews for gameplay mechanics as well, and so that is only going to contribute to like the secondary hand sales for all this.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, these are good ideas for sure. Yeah, just so the main gist and takeaway of everything is, is to introduce more distribution of meta assets to the Rovi holders and to, give more exclusive benefits to the Rovi holders, especially the ones holding the early classes. But yeah, each subsequent release or each subsequent class or crew, you're going to get exclusive benefits to that specific meta that's also going to release with that Rovi class. So it's kind of how we want to do it. Like each new crew of Rovi is associated to a new component of the game ecosystem. So, if you want to participate in that crew release, you're going to have, a much bigger incentive, I guess, to host that part of the content. So the next one being I guess the next big one would be the Holo crew, right? Because that's a meta release in itself, is the hologram meta. That's the actual shared experience. Everyone's Rovi is observable in the metaverse. That's when interaction and stuff begins. So yeah, that crew in itself has its own uniqueness, right? Its own specialty. And then one after that is Wave Crew. That's the PvE meta. So that introduces the whole beginnings of the play to earn elements of the game. So yeah, I think I like this model too. I think we need to like some tweaks here and there just to make sure everything is aligned perfectly.
Yeah, there's more details to discuss too, and I don't think we should discuss it today. But we got to talk about how many mints should exist for the different type of metas, and they're gonna be different based on like the hologram meta. That's gonna be way different than the PvE meta, right? You might see 5,000, 10,000 hologram metas, but you might only see 1,000 PvE metas.
Yeah, I think you should stick similar with what the grass slime Ethermon metas are doing.
Yeah, absolutely, sure. Absolutely. So there's that. There is I think there was one more component to this. Oh, so
this may be a stupid question, but what do you mean by crews? What is a crew?
Sure, that's a great question.
Is that like a faction?
Basically, yeah. Basically,
I mean, it could be, it can be, depending on what each crew just decides to do. I mean, we could release different metas specific to crews, or the community could do that. If you feel you have an affinity towards the Unleash crew, why not create an exclusive meta to Unleash crew Rovi holders, things like this? Because the platform is going to allow that. Like, I think we're building a feature now to where creators can customize whitelisting features to specific, NFTs, or so. If you wanted to create some type of meta that's exclusive to a specific crew type or anybody who's holding a specific NFT.
That's amazing. So pretty much a Chain Gang exclusive. It's like, yep, if you remember Chain Gang, we got all your addresses saved, you're eligible.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's cool. Actually another method to collaborate with projects. So let's say Chain Gang, there's some sort of deeper collaboration with Rovies. Like, for example, we can name a crew Chain Gang crew, right? Yep. As a trait. So specifically from a technical level, Big Ben, each crew is a trait. And so you'll see that on your NFT, being Holo Crew or Wave Crew or whatever. But there's another question here from Maximus. So I'll answer the two questions from Maximus. Is how will crews affect replication? So essentially, I guess the main question is, if a Holo Crew replicates with a Wave Crew, what's the end result? And I think the end result is that the output is neither Holo Crew nor Wave Crew. It's probably some like replication output. Like it's going to be independent. Like the only crews that'll exist would be the first 10,000, right? Those are the only crews.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
I think that seems to make the most sense. Unless we can kind of come up with some way where you kind of inherit like aspects of each crew, but now we're getting a little bit more complicated, which we can do, but I don't know if it's going to be clear, because one of the things that we're trying to optimize is a simple gameplay experience that is deep, right? It's simple to understand. Like, get a Rovi, you jump into PvE, you kill some bad guys, collect some assets, upgrade your Rovi, do it again, PvP, win some Rovi tokens, and just like rinse and repeat. But on a deeper level, you can continue upgrading your Rovi, add accessories to become a better battler. And then the PvPs, like depending on your 3 Rovies and your opponent's 3 Rovies, you have weapons that counter each other. Like that's where it becomes a deep experience.
You had to say inherited traits. Now my mind is just racing.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's an amazing idea.
It gets crazy after that.
My mind just went full Pokemon when you said that. Like how you're talking about like weapons to counteract other weapons, and like I'm thinking like different Rovi elements that like counteract other Rovi elements. Like, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, Tudorica brings up another good point. I was like, what if you replicate 2 of the same traits? How will it be special if it can be? It's like that's really something to think about. I think you get to a point where the gameplay it becomes like on the degree of like more complicated, but more deep, and that is something that we can do. It just has to be sustainable, right? We have to be able to like know exactly what it means to replicate 2 star crews, because there's only 100 of them, right? So what does that mean from a gameplay perspective or from a trait perspective? Like, can you persist the star crew? Can you expand the star crew by replicating 2 star crews? Like that would be interesting. But we have to figure out like what the implications are.
So I think the in-depth technical gameplay is going to be huge if we really want to bring in the competitive style gameplay like esports into this. Make it easy, obviously, to start. So you just want to come in, PvE, use your Rovi, hit a few buttons, killing whatever, glitches. But if you actually want to get into the esports side of it, you can go down that rabbit hole and start really picking and choosing, putting your teams together, and coming up on top, because it's play to earn. It's going to be competitive.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can imagine where people that own Star Crew, they just start getting together to replicate. That Star Crew trait continues, which means that you still have, let's say, 50% off on the subsequent metas or whatever it is.
I think that's amazing. And if that, it's like, no, I'm not going to taint my lineage to screw with an origin Rovi,
Yeah, and you could differentiate like the original Star Crew with Star Crew variant as the new trait, and then just kind of persist through that. But it is interesting, like the ability to replicate.
You gotta be careful there, I think.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts, Ben?
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to.
No, go ahead. What are your thoughts?
Well, I was just saying, because you know how like there's only like 100 Star Crew, so to say.
Yeah,
so
it'd have to be like a trickle down effect.
You want to make it, you want to make it like hard as fuck for them to like replicate and expand the Star Crew, right? Because that's already a rare trait, and you don't want like this. You don't want to create this situation where like anyone who had a Star Crew to begin with now like dominates the game.
Sure.
Or something like that.
Yeah. Maybe have like if 2 Star Crews do replicate together, or 2 Star Rovies, maybe the inherited trait is cut in half at that point or something, because it's still going to dominate if it's having some crazy traits being a Star Rovi.
Yeah,
and then from there on, tier it off. You're like, now it's only going to be 15% as effective.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Well, and you can create a situation where, like, how you say it, everyone who has Star Crew is going to band together, and it's like, well, then, that kind of faction or whatever you want to call it has now, like, created a
cornered the market.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, like, and
you got to be careful there.
And now it's like everyone else, they're like the 1%, so to say.
It's kind of like somewhat of a cross example is Ethermon right now, with how Ladder 5 they don't allow those cheap Ethermon that you can purchase from OpenSea on there, because people have hundreds of them and it would literally corner the market.
Yeah, and that's such a good point, because we can't have like a system that gets exploited and then kind of ruins the entire game. So
tokenomics go down the drain.
Exactly. So as far as replication goes, I think any one Rovi can only replicate up to 7 times, or I think that's the number that we chose. but that number is fungible. I mean, we can change it based on like what we're seeing. Like it could be too many times, but as the cost of replication goes up for each subsequent replication, so that's how we're able to throttle you know, the value of what replicating actually means. So there's that. Oh, so the limit is
amortization scale. Gosh, I can never say that.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and these are all like
That's a tough word.
yeah, amortization. Yeah, and all these are like just mathematical elements to kind of like subdue whatever output you don't want. Like for example, when it comes to voting, the quadratic voting is for whales to have, you know, a quarter of their impact on their voting weight, right?
Yep.
So all this stuff, like it already exists. You just got to put it together in the right formula.
Will,
So
if you permit me,
yeah, go
as
ahead.
I'm an early player of Axie Infinity,
Okay, yeah,
they
sure.
have also a breeding until 7, so you can breed 7 times. But after 3 times, it will be more expensive to breed than the final product. So it's a good thing. But something that I saw in Axie, and that was very bad, they breed a lot. They breed so much that the price go down to $100 from $500, and they are breeding like 1 million Axie per day. So this means end of game, because there are a lot of Axie and no one buy them.
Yeah, you don't want to overinflate the market.
Exactly. So this is also a good point to have in consideration. And also, do we have an inside token? Not the government's token I'm speaking of.
Oh, just like a gameplay token.
I don't know. Like Axie Infinity, you know, they got IXS and they got SLP. So SLP used to breed. We can use the same system because it's already tested and got very good results until SLP goes down, because everyone farm a lot and they sell the token for the money in order to, I don't know, Philippine needs.
Yeah, that's something we should think of too, is incentivizing holding the tokens and not just swapping them out, because that will also kill it.
It must have an equilibrium. Every day, the token between the tokens must be an equilibrium, because if the tokens go very much in price, the other token
that can be
will
solved.
be disaster.
You could solve that with some kind of like staking element. You know, like if you stake your tokens, they're locked for 7 days, whatever the staking period is, and you reward based off of that. So that
you can also have like tiers of discounts depending on stakings you have.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So I have a question for Valentine. So you're saying that an Axie can replicate or can breed 7 times, and
7 times, yeah.
And at some point, people have been breeding up to like 1 million Axies, right?
No, they do farms. Like you buy 3 Axies and they have some traits, and after that they have some gene. And the percentage of that gene, it's a long story. To make it short, the first breed is very cheaper and it's profitable to do it. Even the Axie are not the purest one, but after the third breed, the cost will be insane. So you'll never doesn't count.
So what is your recommendation for Rovies in that context? Like how would you create an equilibrium between replication and like how many Rovies are in existence?
With the demand, 7 for me, for my experience as a gamer from childhood, 7 it's too much.
It's too much. Okay, interesting.
Way too much. At first, they do 7 because the price of the IXS and the SLP was very low, and it's okay to do 7. But when the IXS it's $100, you cannot do 7 breeds.
And so it takes AXS to breed an Axie?
An Axie, you need, in this moment, you need 2 IXS, and for first breed 300 SLP, for the second one 600 SLP, for the third one 900 SLP, and for the fourth one, prepare yourself, 160 SLP. So it's quite expensive to do it.
You meant 1,600 SLP?
Yeah, 1,600.
Okay,
sorry.
1,000. Okay, so it went from 900 to 1,600. Okay.
At fourth breed, imagine 5, 6, and 7.
But
go exponentially.
Isn't that expense as you continue to breed the mechanism to throttle breeding itself?
That's how I see it.
Or are you saying that the resulting breeds, right, the output, like in the first breed, you could just use that to continue breeding? And
yeah, because after you do one breed, the egg, it's a virgin. It's a virgin. So
okay, so what you should do is tier it at that point. So if you have a replicated Rovi that it's formed from 2 Rovis replicating,
right,
step it down. That can only replicate maybe 6 times.
I see.
If it does it again, that next Rovi baby can only replicate 5 times. And
because it's impure, yeah.
Yep, and that'll create more demand up front for people to get in. And if they see potential, like, all right, well, I want to be able to replicate as many as I can, so I can put those Rovis on the open market.
Okay, gotcha. I gotcha. All right, so let me write this down.
Yeah, I'm cool. It sounds good.
So say 10,000 pure Rovis
have 7-time replication. That would be good.
Have a max 7 times replication. And then subsequent variants step down. So 7. So it'd be X minus 1. So basically,
X minus 1 for each replicant.
For each replicant,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep. And that would limit the total supply as well, which will really drive demand because they know there's a finite supply at that point.
Okay. Cool. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
that's
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Big Ben.
I was just going to say that is a good idea, how to, each breed you essentially tier. And sorry if you can hear the rain. It's like fucking raining like crazy where I'm at. You tier it down as you breed. And, like you could definitely make it very difficult or not. I don't want to say difficult, but like, have many components required for breeding, and you could have it so that each Rovi has to have like a certain experience level before it can even breed, so to say, so that you actually have to.
Agreed.
It has to be like a matured Rovi, so
like
to say,
before you can egg laying. Yep.
Yeah, so that you're not just spitting out a Rovi and then immediately using it to breed instead of playing with it, leveling up, and then breeding it.
Dude, that's such a great idea because you're right. You wouldn't be able to create farms of replication because you would need to replicate and then go and level them up. And
you have to use them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, man, that makes a lot of sense.
Puberty to replicate,
but also got the downsides. This one, because maybe there will be so much demand that you cannot buy a Rovi because no one it's up in the level yet to breed one for you.
Well, which is kind of good because then it'll give an incentive for people who already have a Rovi who's not eligible to replicate to go and level up and get to that point because they'll know whatever they replicate they can sell on the open market.
Valuable.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I really like that. One thing that was brought up earlier that we haven't really discussed, and I've always believed in terms of specifically blockchain gaming, there has to be some element of infinity, right? And so, for example, in Axie, they had SOPs, right? They have an infinite supply of SOPs. And I think every game needs some degree of infinity so that there has to be some entrance. There has to be some, I don't know what the word is, like submission into this circular system.
Barrier of entry. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Exactly. There has to be, yeah, exactly. So I think that does make sense to have 2 tokens for the gameplay is the infinite token, and then the governance token that's capped, right, at whatever it is going to be.
Yeah, and that will be the staking option.
Exactly. And so
it's a must-have.
It's a must-have.
This one, it's a must-have. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so we need infinite token and governance token with cap. Okay, cool. What do you think about that, man?
I think this is great. I think we're honing in on like some critical foundational stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take a few more conversations exactly like this to actually like hone in on exactly what the tokenomics model needs to look like. But I think everyone's on the right path for sure. Because at the end of the day, it's just to make sure the economy is thriving. Like the incentives need to make sense. It needs to be properly balanced. We need to learn from the mistakes of, I guess, like previous, generations of games.
That is key.
Yeah, we do.
Do not repeat things that have been doomed in the past.
Exactly. So luckily, we have some examples to look at, and we have some models to not emulate 100%, but we could take the best features of what it is they've created and put our own spin on it. A lot of them don't have the metaverse angle that we do, so I like the idea that Big Ben just brought up. Like there's an element of work that has to be put into a Rovi in order for them to unlock that replicatable
100%.
feature. Like that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think that's actually pretty critical. Because you're right. If we don't have if we don't have the ability to pump the brakes on replication, then it could ruin like the tokenomics of everything. So yeah, that's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys started thinking about creating? I know there's a Rovi channel here, an actual Rovi Discord server. I've been following a lot of projects the past few weeks, just JPEG NFTs.
Mm-hmm.
And with the right following, they sell out in literally minutes, 10,000 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're literally just JPEG NFTs. Some of them have half-assed roadmaps that aren't even fulfilled by the devs. And people still go crazy over them. It's absolutely insane. And if we can find the right way to market these things,
mm-hmm.
I mean, I dream about Rovi sometimes. The potential, it's insane. It's not just looking at a damn picture in your wallet.
Sure.
And you get 3 NFTs in one. That right there sells it. 3 NFTs in one. 3 NFTs, what? It's like we need to find the right way to market these things, because if once we can market these correctly and have people realize what actually they are,
sure,
they're gonna explode.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So I think the right way to market this is since this is a game. So we have this. This growing space with PvP projects, right? And they're, like you're saying, Third Eye, they're going ham, right? They're selling out in minutes and all this. And I wanted to talk about how, like, why that might be happening. And when you look at these different projects, it's easy to understand. It's literally just the JPEG. That is the epitome of understanding that project is just literally looking at the images. And if you can make an estimate on whether people are going to want those images, then it's a pretty solid investment, because others are going to want it, so it seems like a pretty easy investment. Now, when it comes to a game, there's a lot more work that needs to be done in order to understand that game, right? Does it have the right economics? Does it have attractive assets, right? Visual aspects. How do you play it? Is it going to be a downloaded game, or is it going to be, on some metaverse, right? So there's all these elements that need to be understood by the speculator, right? Because right now the speculation is happening with JPEGs because it's easy. I don't know if there's a whole lot of speculation happening for 10K projects that are a game. I don't even know if there's a lot of these out there. Have you guys seen any 10K project that's like an actual game?
No, but they're trying. I mean, a lot of the JPEG NFTs are coming out with games in their roadmaps,
and they're going to say that because there's a lot of burden on the team to like come up with something to do with these JPEGs because I think ultimately people are buying those JPEGs because it's a good investment, right? Somebody's going to probably purchase this off me for at least a 2x, if not more. So it's an easy investment for them. Now, but for a game, that's different, right? You have to come up with like an economy. You have to come up with like gameplay mechanics, and then a world.
Not just a quick flip.
It's not a quick flip. Now, that's not to say that this can't be the same thing in terms of an investment, because Axie is going to be probably the biggest blockchain game for a while, right? It's going to be difficult to beat Axie for a good minute. But if you build a game very similar to Axie, then I mean, there's a good investment perspective here for any speculator. So I think from a marketing perspective, we need to reach out not to like the PFP projects or not to those projects only, but not only to the YouTubers who are only talking about JPEGs. I think we need to focus more on like gameplay focused YouTubers or projects that have some sort of gameplay element. And I'm just spitballing here. So I think that should be our angle. If you guys think we should reach out to the PFP projects, explicitly, then, we'll do that. But just trying to get some ideas off of you guys. Like, what do you guys think that we should focus on?
So how does Axie Infinity market their product? What are the platforms? Do they actually have commercials now? I mean, I don't know how far they've gone.
Valentine, any thoughts?
They go very far because they had the hype, and after that, the SLP goes down and people are stuck with the Axies and try to sell them, because there are two kind of player in Axie. The one that play the game in order to gather as much SLP and sell them, and the one that breeds infinite. Like there are farms over farms. When the price of Axie go down, they are stuck with the Axies, and they are waiting again a new wave of adoption in the game in order to raise the demand and in order to raise the price of the Axie, and they sell. But I don't have a good feeling regarding Axie in this minute.
Interesting.
In nowadays. And short mention regarding JPEG project. The main purpose that the people are buying is because they have a rarity from 1 10,000. So you want to search the one that's closer to number 1, right? The more rarity it has because of the traits, but it's just like a shitcoin, in my opinion.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So, but from the angle of marketing, though, how would you? What is Axie doing as far as marketing? Do they do any marketing? Maybe it's just completely word of mouth.
They do some marketing, but they now got like, I don't know, 200, 300, 60% from Philippine childs are playing the game. So first of all, they do marketing for children, and after that, the biggest hype they had was then when they start to do scholarship, and the breeder, the guy who had the farm, sent 3 Axie to different Philippine guys, and they work for the breeder.
That's
60% with 40%. 60% take the scholar, and 40% take the owner of the Axies, direct in his account. So it's a passive income for him. From my point of view, the most important thing in this kind of game, like Rovi, and I'm very bullish of everything what's happening here, it's the incentive. The incentive will marketing. It's self-marketing, the incentive. Come play the game. First, you will earn small, but if you play a lot, you can earn a lot, and maybe you can resign your daily job and play our game. That's the biggest marketing, in my opinion, of a game. A play to earn game must be a play to earn game. That's it.
100%. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I think since Axie was kind of I don't want to say the first to do it, but the first to really like catch the zeitgeist, if you will. These first projects, they're going to make a lot of mistakes. And like I'm saying, we have to take those.
You got to pick up that torch, man.
And run with it. Exactly.
Yep.
And so we got to learn from like stand on tops of the shoulders of giants, right? And not make those same mistakes. So I think whatever we can do as far as marketing is probably the best bet, because I think ultimately the PFP project craze eventually is going to die down, right? Just like everything, Bitcoin's going to die, like, it's going to pop and it's going to go down. It's never going to die, right? But none of these
I was going to say Bitcoin's not going to die.
Yeah, it's not going to die.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. But there is a time where like markets mature, and I think PFP projects are going to stick around, but those projects are going to have a lot more requirements in terms of like actually delivering on their promises, right? And so part of that is, we're taking, one of the first stabs at like actually delivering a sustainable project. And to that end, I mean, Perseus was saying the last game was Evolved Apes, 10K run, sold out instantly, and you can battle other apes for ETH, which ended up being a rug, right? Which happened last week. So all these projects talk a big game, right? And, whatever it is, they sell out, but like it ends up being some rug pull for one reason or another. Because first, maybe it's really hard to make a game. Like maybe that's what it is. And these
they
projects
don't realize.
Yeah, and they don't
Bit
realize.
off too much, they could chew. More they could chew. Yep.
Right. And so it's just easier just to walk away with your 800 ETH or whatever it is, than to actually build a game and like create an economy and like do these community calls and all this stuff. But we're gonna see this. Things are gonna mature. People are going to expect more from their PFP projects, and yeah, I mean that's really why we're doing these community calls, because more brains is better than 3, right? So yeah, I mean I like this conversation. Let me set up the giveaway. We're gonna be giving away 3 accessories. So guys, give me a moment here before so I can set this bot up. But yeah, I mean, everything looks really good so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is killer for sure. This is better than what I was anticipating. But yeah, there's more proof that this works. And I think this project is starting to look more community driven than even I anticipated. Because yeah, you guys are bringing up some. You're right, dude. We only have 3 brains, man. So. We can only go so far as figuring out what is optimal. And of course, everybody's heavily invested in this project, so everybody's voice matters. So yeah, we need to come to consensus on direction for a lot of things. So this is we only got through 1 talking point today. I think we had 2 more.
Did we? What was
another one with the emotes. So
I
missed the last call.
Oh yeah.
Apparently emotes came up. Yeah.
Yes.
And we've been talking about it with Oscar, and the more and more we kind of go down that rabbit hole, the more we kind of fall in love with the idea of emotes as NFTs. I remember in early day Decentraland, that was kind of like a concept, like the whole avatars dancing and doing all these different emotes was supposed to be a tokenized thing, right? So I think we have that opportunity to actually deploy this for Rovies, and especially in the Rovi matrix, but also, create unique experiences as tokenized assets that you could use on your Rovies to, make them even more personable, right? More unique, more, I can't think of another adjective or another word to describe that. But yeah, I think the purpose of this talking point is to figure out like how in demand that is. I think because we've done this before with the accessories, right? Like it was just an idea at first, but now accessories it's going to become a critical component of the Roviverse. So yeah, I think emotes, it's another potential for like a creator economy, right? Another creator feature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So emotes, so there's a little bit left to build for that because we want people to create their own like custom movements, right? So we have to build a UI and do all that stuff. But having said that, I think the more tools that we build, like I think the better everything turns out to be. Just because we can come up like with this game design, right? We presented this initially, about 50 minutes ago, and it completely changed as soon as we, showed it to you guys. So you can imagine like that analogy being applied to creation. Like as soon as we build the tools and let the community like have at the tools, they're going to create all kinds of things that we've never thought of. So, there's a little bit to that, but nonetheless, I think it's going to be important to have like the community more involved in like the actual gameplay stuff, right? Not the design stuff, but gameplay stuff. So there's that. You said there was a third one, Iman? What was it here? So it was.
Can I side note on the emotes real quick?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Do any of y'all play Blankos, or have you played Blankos?
I played it for a little bit.
Yeah.
I have the original. I bought the Founders Pack, I think.
Nice.
And I played it a little bit when it was released, but I haven't had the chance to really go ham with it.
It's a very smooth game, and they haven't tokenized the emotes in there yet that I know of, but they are like a whole separate component. But I do like the idea of like tokenized emotes, and I think Decentraland even still, I mean, when you think about it, has the possibility to do something like that. Like they could still tokenize certain emotes, I think,
absolutely,
if they wanted to. But I like the idea of like having also, so another thing Blankos does is like some of the accessories are NFT, and some of them are not. They're just like in the game, so you could do a system like that where like you even have some base emotes or something like that, or accessories that you can get through like the, I don't know, other token or like the free play component of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could have NFT type of accessories and emotes and stuff like that too.
Yes. Yeah. So I see what you're saying. So basically have on-chain and off-chain type of emotes.
Yes. Yeah. Totally.
Just a heads up for everybody. I've pinned the bot, so go ahead and react to it. You only have a few minutes left. In 3 minutes, it'll pop, and somebody will get an accessory NFT. So just look for the little bot there and react to it, and then you're in. But I agree. I think the more NFTs that we can have the community spin up, the way better, right? That's the whole premise of MetaZone, and it's coming to like turn out to be like one of the most sustainable things when building those tools and having the community like interact with those tools and build stuff. But yeah, I think that's the right path for like any game in the metaverse, because man, when it comes to like community stuff, like if you give the power to the community, they'll come up with like all kinds of things. So
they could also be deployed as metas, because they'll be they'll be user created.
Yes.
NFTs, and you can use them in game,
100%.
and they can have a piece of the portion. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Obviously, they'd have to go under review and make sure that they work in game. And
well, and you could have you could essentially just have that as like a DAO too, where like someone creates something in the community, and then the community votes on it through a DAO system with the governance token or whatever.
Like in Decentraland, you'd need a set committee as well. Of a few people that could test things out thoroughly in game, and know what they're looking for fully for approval. That is.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because you can't have like nefarious content as a T-shirt, for wearables.
Yep, no copyrighted stuff. You don't want to have anyone getting sued.
Speaking about wearables, Third Eye, you made one that had some Rovies on there, and you sent me one. And I haven't put it on yet because I haven't just like got into it yet. But yeah, do you have like links to people to get one of those T-shirts?
Yeah, I believe so. Let me pull one up real quick.
Yeah, we gotta like start. Like we have this whole marketing kind of like rollout plan. We need to start executing on that, because it's it's one of those things that has to be like happening in the background, and so we just gotta keep it running. It's like add fuel to it.
Yeah. Also,
on my to-do list to learn how to work with Blender this week. So
hell yeah.
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 I can start making some wearables myself.
Yeah. So congratulations on that epiphany, dude. Because I know people who, Frankie Needles. I remember meeting that guy a couple of years ago, and out of the blue, he's like, you know what? I'm going to learn Blender and do the whole donut tutorial thing.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Now he's a paid 3D modeler now. He's in high in demand. You know, people are hitting him up all the time to build stuff into Decentraland.
Yeah, totally.
That shit's beautiful when I see that.
Well, and you guys have seen, like, I saw you, I put in the chat, like, what the, like, nightclub that I built, right? So it's in, you know,
I came over and saw that. It's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, thank you. And you know, I'm like really good with Photoshop and just those kind of programs in general. So I imagine it'll be like second nature to me, pretty much.
Totally. Yeah, man.
Guys, one short question.
Sure.
Have you thought about having our own marketplace for Rovi, or we are using the OpenSea?
Interesting. So we're thinking about making a meta that is your own marketplace. That way you can like post up stuff there. But this is like still in like kind of like the idea phase. But the idea here is that you kind of put your own marketplace or your own content within that meta, and you can easily distribute it, you know, across your different lands or whatever. But that's one idea. But what were you thinking, Valentin, in terms of like our own marketplace? Like what does that mean to you?
Like a marketplace with filters, and you can select from specific traits in order to find some Rovi. That I'm talking about early after PvP playing and PvE playing. When the market is mature, you can, if you had your own marketplace, you can customize it as a Rovi style with everything.
Look up the mythical marketplace for Blankos. I imagine that's pretty much what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mythical.
Yeah, I imagine that's
kind of place.
That's going to be important for any play to earn ecosystem on MetaZone. So I guess, yeah, that's a deeper conversation we need to have as like a service feature for any verse creator. Because, you know, like Ethermon has a lot of assets in their game, and they're going to have a lot more come out over the next few months as their, you know, economy rolls out in Decentraland. And yeah, it makes sense to make sure there's like an organized, filterable marketplace where, like, you know, the players, it's a much more user-friendly experience to kind of browse and navigate through that economy, the commodities within that economy. So I think we've thought about it before in the past. I mean,
I know it's not easy, but
yeah, that's
lots of cool games and successful games had it, like Gods Unchained, Immutable X, Axie Infinity. They have their own marketplace. I don't know. OpenSea, it's a good one. It's a good marketplace, but it's for NFT. And as Rovi grows, maybe we can, the Rovi team should hire someone in order to make a nice marketplace and easy to use, and with filters, with everything you want. Like, for example, the breed traits. You know how many breed the Rovi had behind, and every kind of this aspect.
Yeah,
I think that's great. That's a great suggestion.
It's just an idea.
Yeah, no, that's a good suggestion. Just real quick, so the bot is broken and it didn't pop. So we're gonna try something. So I'm gonna do a re-roll and see if we can pick 3 random winners, and then if it pops after this, that doesn't count. So it's likely gonna pop, but for some reason it's delayed. So here we go.
I bet you I'm gonna win. Oh wait, no, there it is. There it is.
Wait, what?
Are you still gonna do it though?
Wait. I don't see it. I don't see it popped.
Predicament. Yeah.
It only takes one.
Bobalorian.
No. That was me. That was me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
you were
Hold on. Here we
forcing
go.
it.
Here we go. Here's
Okay.
another one. Here's another one. Let's see. G re-roll.
So you got to do it 2 more times, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's the first winner out of the 3.
Yeah. There's another one. All right, we're gonna round of applause, and then last one. And that's the last one. Super Tyler, dude, look at that.
There you go, guys. Lucky.
Nice.
Nice.
Congratulations, guys.
Not just Tyler, dude. Super Tyler.
Yeah, Super
Hell
Tyler.
Super Tyler.
All right, we got our 3 winners. So it's probably gonna pop anyway. So just a warning. We got our winners anyway. So, all right. Well, first of all, thank you guys for being here. I know it's a Sunday, kind of a crazy kind of time to kind of get together, but I appreciate you guys from joining. We're gonna do this. So here's the plan. So we're gonna do the roundtables at once a month for now, but we're going to make the roundtables happen more often once the game is released. That way we can kind of get the feedback much faster. We're still going to have our community calls every Mondays still, and we're going to be giving a Rovi transporter then as well. So, but yeah, so let's keep this up, and do not hesitate to contact us about anything, marketing, gameplay, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Just contact us. Let us know your thoughts. There's no negative, sentiment here at all. So if you have like criticism, just send them our way. Like we like criticism. So yeah, I appreciate you guys being here, man.
All right, thanks for having us, guys. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. This
Yeah,
was a
thank you.
very productive conversation. Yeah, let's keep it going. We'll keep you guys updated and everything. And Thursday, right, is the big supercharger unveil?
Yep.
Or unbox?
Yep, 6 p.m. UTC. I'll be on 30 minutes earlier. Iman, if you can make it, of course, you can join. And yeah, so I'll be on again on Monday, so tomorrow, and then Thursday again. And yeah, let's go from there.
All right, guys.
All right, take care.
Good job, everybody. Bye, guys.
Nice to be here.
All right. Bye-bye.